Brazil is one of the 10 largest economies in the world, and because of economic reforms, Brazil has opened its doors for international business. But American companies need to do their homework if they want to succeed. As in many cultures, relationships are key in Brazilian business culture.
If your Brazilian colleague tells you, "I'll get the document to you tomorrow," what they're really telling you is that they'll get the document to you someday after today. And your ability to really understand what day that's going to be is going to be dependent upon your relationship with that individual. Building close personal working relationships in all Latin-based cultures is absolutely critical.
Another important tip: time is relative.
American concepts of time, deadlines, punctuality, agendas, need to be flexible in Brazil. So if you schedule a meeting for 10 a.m., people might not really show up until a few minutes later or many minutes later. And when they do show up, talking about business is not the first thing on the agenda. What they may want to prefer talking about is how the soccer team did the night before, the weather, politics, all sorts of things other than the details that they're at the meeting for.
Hand gestures can have different connotations in Brazil.
There are some gestures in Brazil that Americans and Westerners need to be aware of, because while it wouldn't mean anything to us, it might have a very negative meaning to your Brazilian friend. For example, making the OK sign, where you hold your thumb to your forefinger, depending on how you hold your hand, can have a very vulgar meaning in Brazil. And the subtlety is often lost on Westerners.
And the last tip: we're all Americans.
Try to refer to yourself as a U.S. American, or in my case, somebody from New York, rather than an American. And I would say this is a good thing to do throughout all of Latin America, because remember, everybody who lives in the Americas, in South America, in Mexico, in Central America, and in North America, is an American. And people in Latin America often don't appreciate it when U.S. Americans appropriate that term for themselves.
For HLN, I'm Richard Louie.